Hello folks, welcome back to the Urban Rider Studio. With me today I have some luggage from the company Knox. This is the Knox Studio MK3. They're available in black and they come in just shy of £130 as of the making of this video. It is also fully waterproof, which is great to see, and it's constructed using 600 denier polyester for the outer. It is a fully leather-free construction. Now at the time of receiving this rucksack, we also have another option from Knox called the Everyday Adventure, which I think in certain aspects actually I'm a bigger fan of. There are certain things I think that rucksack does slightly better, namely the compartmentalization of the pockets. You've got a lot more choice when it comes to the internal storage, whereas with this one, it is one big opening. There's a little bit of extra kind of nuance to that, but generally speaking, it's a big compartment on the inside. Now there is an added benefit to that. It's also 28 litres for capacity, where the Everyday Adventure is around 25 litres. Not a huge difference between them therefore, but this one at least being a roll top means you can slightly expand that further than you could with the Everyday Adventure. But this is slightly more affordable, coming in at around £130. And the big USP and selling point to this one over that other option is that this one is fully waterproof, where the Everyday Adventure is water resistant with an additional waterproof coating that you can stick over the outside. Now I actually had a previous version of this one, the original in actual fact, so I had the Studio. This is the Studio MK3, so it's got a few improvements across it. Namely, I'm going to say actually the base. That's a big improvement over the original, big improvement over the one that I actually had. Generally speaking, the design is pretty simple. You have a couple of extra compartments. Now you've got these mesh panels on the side there that are for carrying a bottle, which you don't have to limit it only to bottle carrying. You can stick anything you want in there, and they are on both sides. So at least you can separate some things in that sense. And actually, they're a lot bigger than you'd expect for a lot of bottle carriers, so actually quite versatile. I'm sure you could stick anything else in there. Now you've also got a pouch on the front there. You could, in theory, stick some extra stuff in there, but that's not what it's designed for. This actually is for a helmet carry pouch, which I love. And it's also true of the Everyday Adventure actually, but it comes with this elasticated pouch, which is really easy to stick a helmet in. Because it is so flexible, you won't have any worries as to which type of helmet you're sticking in there. You shouldn't come unstuck, but also it has these mounting points to the outside. So you basically just strap this through there, like so, and then fasten it to itself. But over some other options that I've seen with additional helmet pouches, first and foremost, this comes with it already attached. You don't have to remember to bring it with you, it's just always there. And the other thing is that it's got mounting points on the side as well, so you can fully secure it. It's not shaking around as you're walking around, more noticeably when you're on the bike, but it's really irritating when you can feel that thing just lolloping from side to side. With this one, it's really nice and secure on the back there. Then we come to the base. Now on this one, for me, it's a big improvement over the previous, and it's one of the best examples that I've personally seen as far as protecting your valuables on the inside. This just looks like a boot on the bottom there, so the whole of it is rubber coated, which means that it's much more durable. This is somewhere that on backpacks it tends to wear through the quickest, because as you're putting it down, picking it back up again, you are scraping this as you go. So that's really tough. It's, like I say, it's got a rubber tread pattern to that, like a pair of shoes. But also, it has micro lock padding as well. So as you put it down, if you've got something valuable like a laptop, for example, and you hear that thud as you place it on the floor with some other backpacks, your heart sinks and you think, God damn it, I've just destroyed my laptop. With this one, it's padded, it's reinforced, so it cushions the stuff that you've got on the inside, which is great to see. One weakness for me of the Studio over some other backpacks is the harness itself, which isn't bad. It's just that I've seen better from the likes of Krieger, but then you kind of expect that. They are one of the absolute best at making backpacks and storage, but they just hold themselves a little bit better. They're quite stiff as well, which for a bag, as you're sort of chucking it around, can get in the way from time to time, but when you're wearing it, it really is very comfortable. Now, in its favour at least, it is mesh, it is somewhat padded, it's got reflectors on there. The back panel itself is breathable, it's mesh again, and quite soft, so actually that's quite good. But if you do pay a little bit more and you go for something like Krieger, you will get a slightly more comfortable harness, arguably. Now, the other thing you'll have on here is a chest strap, so you can secure that across your chest, which I do use. And then the waist strap, which on occasion I use, and I did used to use it more, but as I'm kind of off and on the bike quite a lot, quite quickly, I need it to be a bit more convenient. So I don't generally tend to use this as much nowadays, but it's still good to have it on there. And when you do use it, it will keep the bag more secure. So if you're doing longer trips or if you're not just on and off with the bag lots, you might want to use this. What I do love as well, though, with the harness is that you have numbers on these straps here. So there's no question as to whether or not you've adjusted both of them symmetrically. If it still isn't symmetrical, it's probably just that you've got wonky shoulders like me, but at least it takes that questioning out. So you can see that you've tightened that the same on both the left and the right. Now on the inside for storage, you'll notice it's a roll top. It is fully waterproof, which is great. And on my Studio, it actually had a separate laptop pouch on the outside, which wasn't waterproof, but the internal was. Now, that's great until obviously it rains heavy, and then you want to make sure that you've definitely got that thing in a secure and dry place, something as expensive as this. So with this one, the laptop compartment is on the inside, so you've never got any question whether or not it's actually on the waterproof membrane or inside that waterproof barrier. It definitely will be, and actually quite sizable as well. So the internal pouch is, and it's only really one additional pouch. So in terms of segmenting the center, it's basically just one big pouch, one big open pouch, other than that laptop compartment, which, of course, if you're not using a laptop, you could stick anything else in there. Now, I've got quite a small laptop. That's a 13-inch, I believe, for that one, but it's a big pouch. It will fit most laptops out there. And then the other thing that actually comes with is an additional cube. Let me just get these gloves and all this other stuff out of here. But it comes with a cube on the inside, which at least offers some option when it comes to segmenting your goods. So if you want to keep some stuff separate, if you were doing a longer trip and maybe you've got some clothes that you want to keep separate, you've got this breathable mesh bag, which you can separate from the rest of your goods inside. Or of course, if you don't want to bring it with you, if it's not useful, you don't have to. Other than that, it's quite a simple design. I'd be inventing stuff if I tried to make this any more complicated than it is. It's a good size, it's very easy to use, it's a nice affordable price as well when it comes to a secure and trustworthy backpack option. Having used something similar in the past, I can vouch for this. Having said that, if you want something a little bit more intricately designed, maybe have a look at the Everyday Adventure. I will drop links in the description if you want to compare between these two. Let us know what you think of it in the comments section, and I will see you soon.